Hello and welcome to Minukuu tutorials. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a cumulative sum chart and a simple bar chart in Excel. So without much ado, let's start. I've created a hypothetical data set here, and this data represents the number of patients enrolled for the month of April, May, and June in 3 clinical trial participating sites. So let's assume that these sites are simply hospitals, okay? So we have Accra Hospital participating in the clinical trial, Kigali Hospital participating in the clinical trial, and Addis Ababa Hospital participating in the clinical trial. And this represents the number of patients that each site enrolled at the end of these 3 months. So for the month of April, Accra has enrolled 5 patients in the study or the clinical trial, whereas Kigali has enrolled 3 and Addis Ababa 3 as well. At the end of the month of May, Accra enrolled 10 patients in the clinical trial, Kigali 7 patients, and Addis Ababa 2. At the end of June, 4 for Accra, 2 patients for Kigali, and a patient for Addis Ababa. Now, we'll start first of all by inserting a simple bar chart, okay? So let's assume that we want to represent graphically with the help of a bar chart. We simply want to represent graphically the number of enrollments, or if you want the number of patients enrolled per site for each month. So for the month of April, May, and June. How do we insert the bar chart? To insert the bar chart is very simple. So like I said, we start with the insertion of a simple bar chart, and we will then move on to the insertion of a cumulative sum curve with the cumulative line drawn across the bar chart. Okay, so first of all, let's insert a simple bar chart. How do we insert a simple bar chart for this particular data set? All you have to do is to simply select the data set, click on, for instance, the cell here, and as you have the cross sign here, you select your data set this way. Left click and select the data set this way, and after selecting the data set, click on insert, and then you come over here and you have your charts here. Okay, we have different type of charts. So to insert a simple bar chart, over here simply click on the drop down menu here of, let's say, insert column chart. Okay, so you click on insert column chart, you click on the drop down list here, and then you pick this one here, which is clustered column. Okay, now we have inserted a simple bar chart. We could decorate this, we could even add a title and also add labels quickly. So to add, let's say, first of all, a title, you already have the chart title written above here, and you could edit it, just select what is inside and start typing your new title. So let's say number of enrollment per site. Let's just say enrollments per site. Enrollments. If you are in the UK, enrollment is written with single L. If you are trying to write in American style, I think enrollment is written with double L. So enrollments per site. Okay, this is our title. Now we can add a label, or we can add labels. That's to say, we want the labels to be written for on top of each bar. To do that, we simply click over here. Okay, we simply click somewhere. Don't click on the line or the bars here, just click at the edge of your chart. Okay, just click on it to select the whole chart, and then you click on the plus sign here, chart elements. So you click on plus, and then you come and check labels. You'll notice that when I click on labels, it added the labels to our chart. So As you can see, Accra enrolled 5 patients. Let's look at first of all the legend. The legend here is within the legend, blue represents April, orange represents what? May, and gray represents June. So at the end of April, Accra enrolled 5. At the end of May, Accra enrolled 10, and at the end of June, it enrolled 4. So this is just a graphical representation of our table, our initial table or data set. However, you could also switch the horizontal axis or the x-axis if you want. So the horizontal axis here, you could switch and use, let's say, Accra as the legend. Sorry, I mean you use the site, the site as the legend, and use the months as what? As your horizontal label, so that we can have, let's say, April. The horizontal axis will be labeled by April, May, June, and the legend will rather represent the sites Kigali, Accra, Kigali, and Addis Ababa. So to do that, we simply click on, again, the edge of on the edge of your chart. Make sure you don't select any of the bars or lines. Just click outside here at the edge, click here, and right click on it. You just right click at the edge here and select data. Now when you click on select data, you realize that your chart data range is shown. Okay, so this is the range of the data set that is currently selected for your chart. Okay, or that, yeah. So now we are trying to switch the horizontal axis. So to do that, we simply click on switch row. First you click on switch row or column. Okay, now you have April, May, June, and we just hit on OK. Now what that means is we have just decided to use the site as our legend, and then we have labeled our horizontal axis by the month. So we have, for the month of April, Accra enrolled 5. It's just up to you. Okay, we could switch it back to normal. So to do that, like I said, right click at the edge of your, right click at the edge of, make sure you select, first of all, left click first of all to select your chart. Click at the edge of your chart, then right click on it, and then you click on select data. Then you can simply switch it back. Okay, so after switching, now we have our cities back at the horizontal axis, and we are now using the months as our legend, or if you want, the key of our chart. I think this is better, and you can simply hit OK. Perfect. If you want, let's edit this a bit to make it look prettier. Let's click on the left click on the chart somewhere at the edge to select the whole chart, and then you click on format. You can click on this fill black, whatever text format, is select it, and then if you want, you click on the home page, and then you click on bold, so as to make it bold. You can increase the font size, but I think this is okay. Else, let's just leave it this way. I think this is perfect. Okay, and this is our bar chart, simple bar chart. You could export this to your Excel, your PowerPoint presentation, or even your Word document by simply selecting it. Click at the edge here, then right click and click on copy. You could paste it in your PowerPoint or even Word documents. Now, having looked at how to insert, or if you want to make a simple bar chart in Excel, let's now move on to how to make a cumulative sum chart, okay, with the cumulative line drawn. To do that, it's also very simple. Let me show you how. So let's put this one aside somewhere here. We are done with it. Now let's see how we can make a cumulative sum chart. To make a cumulative sum chart, it's important to first of all create another column that we will call the cumulative sum column. Okay, the cumulative sum. So basically, what does it mean when we talk of cumulative sum? Okay, what are we referring to? Cumulative sum here simply denotes the total number of patients enrolled for all sites for a given what should I say, as time proceeds. So it's the cumulative, if you want, the summation of the total number of patients enrolled. Let me take it again. Cumulatively, what are we trying to say when we are talking about a cumulative sum? Let me try to calculate it for you. Okay, so let's say, for instance, let's create another column called cumulative sum. Cumulative. All right, so cumulative sum is another column that we are going to add to our data set, and we will actually draw a line called the cumulative sum line along our bar chart that is here. And what is the purpose of this cumulative line, or if you want, the cumulative sum line? Why do we have to add it? We add the cumulative sum line to indicate the total number of enrollments at the end of each month. That's cumulatively, which means let's assume that let's calculate first of all the total number of patients enrolled at the end of April is what? So to calculate it, you could use your calculator, but if you are using Excel, why not calculate it with Excel? To calculate in Excel, simply press the equal sign here on your keyboard, press equal to, because every formula starts with equal sign in Excel. Then we will say 5, select the cell 5, then press on plus, select 3, press on plus, and select the last one. So 5, Accra enrolled 5 in April, Kigali 3 in April, and Addis Ababa as well 3. Then you have selected all these cells. Simply hit enter, and it gives us the sum of what? 11. Now so it means at the end of April we had 11 patients enrolled for all sites. Now what would be the cumulative sum at the end of May? It will be the total sum of, or the total number of patients enrolled in the month of April plus the total number of patients enrolled at the end of the month of what? May. That gives us the cumulative sum at the end of what? May. So you simply, as usual, you start your formula with equal sign. So you say equal to, press the equal button, equal to, equal to, and then we say this particular cell, which is the total at the end of April, which is 11. Then we press plus 10 here, plus 7, plus 2, hit enter. That gives us 30. So cumulatively at the end of May, all 3 sites enrolled 30 patients, or if you want, in all, at the end of the month of May, 30 patients were enrolled by all the sites in the study. Now if we want a cumulative sum at the end of June, what will it be? It will simply be, as usual, press equal to, it will be 30 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, hit enter, and that gives us 37, which means at the end of the 3 months period we had 37 patients enrolled in the study. At the end of April we had 11. At the end of May we had what? 30, which means 19 patients were enrolled at the end of May, making it 30. And at the end of June, 7 more patients were enrolled, making it 37. Now, we want to have a line drawn across our bar chart that we call the cumulative sum line or the cumulative sum chart. Okay, so how do we do that? To actually add a cumulative sum chart is very simple. Okay, now you see that we have our data, we have our graph here, which is still here. We still have our graph over here, and now we want to insert a cumulative sum chart for this particular bar chart. So how do we do that? Currently, as soon as I click on the bar chart, you see that the bar chart indicates the what do you call it? The range, the data range, okay, that constitutes this particular chart. So if we want to, we have the choice. If we want to keep this chart separately, we could just leave it here. We could just leave this chart here so that we can export our bar chart separately. I think that's what we will do, because I want us to have both charts. If not, I could add this column straight away. I could add it this series, or if you want this parameter, which is cumulative sum. I could draw the cumulative chart on the same bar chart, but if I want to create a separate bar chart with the cumulative chart on it, then we could also do that. So let's do it separately. So let's leave the number of enrollments per site, let's leave that one aside, and now we will insert a new chart that we will call the cumulative sum chart. Okay, or let's do it on the same chart, there's no problem. So we have but no, let's do it separately, it's better, because this is a bar chart. Now we have a cumulative sum chart. It's better that way. So let's select our data set once again, including the new column or variable that we've created, which is our cumulative sum. So now we select everything, and once again we click on insert, and we come and click on the insert column chart here. We select clustered column, this one here, and now once again we simply edit our data set quickly. Let's do that. So we can simply, let's edit the title first of all, and we'll call it this time around this actually our cumulative sum chart. How should we name it? Let's name it let me see, how are we going to name this? This is enrollments per site. This one we will name it, please suggest a name in the comment section. Let's name it this enrollments per site. We will name this one let's name it enrollment progress. Okay, enrollment progress. We could have called it cumulative sum chart, but it doesn't make sense. Let's call it enrollment progress, which means this chart, which will be a line, will actually show visually the enrollment progress. Is the number of enrollment decreasing or increasing, you know, from the month of April to the month of May to the month of June, you know. So we call it enrollment progress. Okay, and after that, so you see that currently, just by looking at this new chart, the enrollment progress, let's add labels. So we select the chart, click on this plus sign, and click on data labels here. Okay, you check this box, data labels, and we have the labels here. So by looking at this particular chart, what can we say? You realize that we have the cumulative the cumulative sum here, which is now added. Okay, so but we don't want it this way. Okay, and there's another important thing that we have to note. We actually want the cumulative sum to be drawn in the form of a line. And another thing that we want is that we want to see the enrollment progress with respect to time, not with respect to sites. So which means we must make our horizontal axis what? Time. In other words, the months. So we have April, May, June. We have to put April, May, June on the horizontal axis, and rather make the sites, that's Accra, Kigali, Addis Ababa, the key, or if you want, the legend of our curve, our chart, our cumulative sum chart. So let's first of all do that. So we will have to switch the horizontal axis. So let's right click somewhere here, select to the whole curve, the whole chart, by clicking on the edge of it here, and right click on it afterwards, and select data. Click on select data and switch the data. Click on switch row or column. Now we have the time, in other words, the months on the horizontal axis, and now our legend, or the key of our chart, is now used as the legend. It's now the site, the steady site, which is Accra, Kigali, is now what? They are now now represent the legend, or if you want, the key of our chart. Let's just click on OK to see it properly. Okay, now that's what I'm trying to say. We have April, May, June, and now we can see the enrollment progress. So you see that at the end of April, it's just the same thing. We have Accra enrolling, let's say at the end of April, Accra enrolled 5 patients, Kigali enrolled 3 patients. So if you look at the legend, blue represents Accra, orange represents, if one deep orange represents, okay, let's call it orange. Orange represents Kigali. Addis Ababa is gray, and then the cumulative sum. So we have, if you add, let's say, 5 plus 3 plus 3, that gives us 11. So the cumulative sum at the end of April is 11. But we don't want our chart this way. We rather want the cumulative sum to be represented by a curve, so we can actually see the progress. That's why I named the chart enrollment progress. So how do we do that? First of all, let's design this chart and make it also look better. So we just left click on it outside, click on format. Outside the chart, don't click on any of the bars, just click somewhere here at the edge to select it. Then you click on format. Let's click on this text format. Then let's come to the home tab and click on page and click on bold, so that it will look prettier this way. It's nicer. Now, like I was telling you, we would like to change the chart type for cumulative sum. We don't want it to be in the form of bars. We want it to be in the form of a line, a cumulative line showing the enrollment progress with respect to what time. So we can see at the end of April or at the end of May, has enrollment decreased or increased with respect to as compared to the month of April. At the end of June, has enrollment decreased, or let's say cumulatively, has it decreased or increased compared to the cumulative sum of the previous month? So to do that, we simply left click on the chart to select it once again. Click at the edge here. Now right click and then click on what? Change chart type. Now when you click on change chart type, you come and click on since now we want a cumulative sum chart, we come and click on combo. Combo here simply combines your what we call it. It enables you to combine. See that initially it was on column chart. Column chart is simply the bar chart, but we don't want that. We want to have the bar chart for our site, and the cumulative sum will be represented by the cumulative sum line. So if you want that, then you have to click on combo, a combination of your bar chart and your cumulative sum line. So we click on combo, and notice that when I clicked on combo, we now have what? Our cumulative sum line drawn here. However, we have another line chart that we don't want. This line chart here represents, so if you should come over here, go down, you realize that Accra is okay. Accra is a cluster column. That is a bar chart. That's perfect. Kigali is a bar chart. Perfect. But Addis Ababa is represented by a gray line, which we don't want. We want Addis Ababa. It's also a site, so it should be a column. So we make sure we click on this drop down list here. Then we select a clustered column also. Now we have Addis Ababa also as a clustered column. We found a bar chart for it. And then for the cumulative sum, that one should be a line as we want. So we make sure we select line. If it wasn't a line, you make sure you click on it and select line. Now you click on OK. And we have a perfect cumulative sum curve. We have what? Our bar chart here, and we have our cumulative sum telling us that at the end of at the end of year April we had 11, at the end of June we had 30, and at the end of May we had 30, and at the end of June we had 37. And as you can see, it's actually increasing progressively, even though not at a very what should I say, it's increasing steadily. It's not really, I mean, the enrollment is very slow, as you can see. So the chart is gently increasing. But now, what would enable us say confidently that the sites generally, based on this cumulative sum curve, the sites are performing or they are not performing? So to answer this question, it will be good that we have another sum that we call the cumulative projected sum. That is our targeted sum. So let's assume that before sites started enrolling patients in the study, we should have fixed certain enrollment objectives to say, or targets, that I would call, let's create another column that I would call what? Cumulative projected, or if you want, targeted sum. Why am I doing this? So that with the help of this sum, we can tell, okay, for instance, we have to project before sites start enrolling. We have to project that, okay, at the end of the day, at the end of, let's say, April, for instance, our sites, all sites are, let's say, the total number, or if you want the cumulative sum, or the total number of patients enrolled in the study for all sites must be, let's say, 25. And then at the end of, let's say, what we call May, this should be doubled. This is our objective. So which means the cumulative sum at the end of May will be what? 50, and an additional 25, making 50. Then we could project that at the end of June there should be additional what? 25 patients, which means that will be what? 75. So this is our cumulative projected sum. Now we can actually draw this line here as well, so that we can actually compare and see, are we making progress or not? Obviously, by looking at the table, we can see clearly that we haven't met our target. At the end of April, we had 11 instead of 25. At the end of, let's say, May, we had 30 instead of 50. At the end of June, we had 37 instead of what? 75. Now, how do we create this second chart for the cumulative projected sum or total? How do we do that? So to do that, we simply, I'll show you a very simple way. Simply click on your chart again. So left click on your chart somewhere at the edge here, and it selects the whole chart. Now as soon as I click on it, you see that the range of values or data is already marked blue on your data set. But we want to add this column, and we want to add it in the form of another chart here. So how do we do that? To do that, we can simply right click on the chart. So select it this way, right click on the chart again, and come and click on select data. Now when you click on select data, you see that your chart data range is here as I told you, but this one is excluded. The cumulative projected sum is excluded, but we want to add it. So to add it is very simple. You can simply, you see that when I move outside this dialog box, we have this thing here. You could also click here, you could also click over here to select your chart data range. So you just click on this button here. Now when you click on it, you have this cross sign here, which means you can select cells. So you simply come and click on the last cell here, or the first cell, not the last cell. You could start from the last, wherever. The important thing is to select all your cells that or the range that you want to add to your chart. So you click on this last one here, and then you click and hold. Make sure you don't leave your hand. Left click and don't leave your hand, and click and hold and drag along, to select all the cells. So we have selected, and now we have included the cumulative projected sum very well. Now after doing that, you come and click on this button here. You see, and now cumulative projected sum is included, as you can see it here. And after which you click on what? OK. Notice that after we did that, it has actually added the cumulative projected sum in the form of what? A line. If you want a chart in this, it's now a line. The chart is in the form of a line. But if we don't, if sometimes it might not work this way, after adding this line or this chart, this new chart, the cumulative projected sum chart, it might the cumulative projected sum chart might come in the form of another bar or something other than this. So to verify, just select the chart once again here. But before that, let's even add labels. Let's add labels so that we can have the labels written here. So you click on plus here, click here to select the chart, click on plus here, and after which you click on data labels. It's already checked, but since we have added a new chart, to add new to make sure the labels cover everything, we uncheck it. Now we check it again, and we have everything here. So you can see that. Let's also do some now, as I was telling you, in case after this, let's say after inserting the chart, in case the chart is not in the form of a line, you can verify that by clicking on it, select here and then right click and come and click on select data, and then not select data, I'm sorry for that, left click to select it this way. Now right click, come and click on change chart type, and then you come and scroll down here and you come and look at cumulative projected sum. Click on the drop down list and make sure it's actually online. If it's maybe on bar, then this is how this is how the curve would look like. But now you make sure you select what line. It was already online, but I was just trying to show you in case you haven't obtained what I got. Then you hit on OK and it's done. Now we can change this line to green just to make it, which means that's our target line or projected, so we can just format it. Click on format, select. You see, notice what I did. I simply click on the line that I want to change its font color. Now I click on format, and now I can click on shape outline, click on here, and let's pick green. So this looks very beautiful, which means this is a green light, right? This is our target, and you see that we are very far away from our target. Okay, our enrollment objective, we haven't achieved it. We are not performing very bad, but relatively poor because we haven't met our target. At the end of April, we're supposed to have 25. You see that we only had 11. So you see that the curve, sorry, the cumulative sum curve is actually bending away from what? The cumulative projected sum, which means it's actually below it. The fact that the cumulative sum curve is below the projected, the fact that the cumulative sum chart is below the cumulative projected sum chart or our target chart, it simply tells us that we are not performing up to expectation. And as you can see, we had 30 at the end of May instead of 50. At the end of June, we had 37 instead of 70. Thank you so much for watching, and this is how we can make cumulative projected sum chart in Excel. Please subscribe.